So here I have an order of manga from Amazon, and it isn't looking good. I actually stopped ordering manga from Amazon a few years ago because of the way they ship them in these bags. Like every now and then I would order a volume of One Piece, like a single volume, and it would come like this, and it would come damaged every time, and I'm sure sometimes they don't, but at least for me, they were always coming damaged. And a few years ago I did order 2 of the Berserk Deluxe editions, which are really big, thick books, and those actually came in a box, but I think it's just because they're so big and heavy. So yeah, the reason I decided to try it again was because I thought maybe if I ordered 6 volumes they would ship it in a box, but I guess not, because I got 6 volumes in here in the bag. So let's see if any of them survived. But yeah, I can already kind of feel through the bag that they're overlapping each other, so I feel like some of them have to be bent, but I hope I'm wrong. Let's see. So what do we got in here? Let's see. Here we have Kingdom Volume 2. And this one seems pretty good. I don't see any damage on it. So I've heard of this series a few times throughout the years, and I was in Barnes & Noble the other day and noticed they had it there, so I figured I'd read it. I read like half of Volume 1. This is Volume 2, but I also have Volume 1 in there. But yeah, these are Viz Sig volumes, so they're bigger than the usual size like One Piece or Hunter x Hunter, and I think I have some regular sizes in here, so I can compare them, but let's see if the rest survived. Right, so here we have Volume 1 of Kingdom. This is the one I was reading in Barnes & Noble. And yeah, it was interesting enough that I want to read some more, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, there's 75 volumes currently out in Japan. And they just started releasing them in English recently, and they're releasing one a month, so it's going to take some years to catch up, but it's great that they're finally releasing them. So yeah, it's been interesting so far. I'll see how I like it as I get through more of it. Alright, so here is Kingdom Volume 3, and I haven't seen this character in the story yet. I don't know if she shows up in Volume 2 maybe, or maybe Volume 3 is the first time she shows up. And I don't really know much about this series, but I kind of like it that way. It's fun reading something not knowing anything about it. Like there are so many series where I'll read things about them and then people will say, oh yeah, this is good until this point, and then I have the expectation that, oh, it's gonna suck once I get to here. So I always do my best to form my own opinions on things, and if I want to try something, I'm gonna try it out anyway. Even if like 10,000 people say it sucks. Okay, so there's some damage on this one right here. Does it go all the way through the page though? But yeah, it's got a little dent. You can see it coming through here, but it's not a full hole, but that does suck. And yeah, these are pretty expensive. They retail for $15. $15 USD in the US. So I didn't want to pay full price at Barnes & Noble, so it's kind of hard to find a good place to buy manga. Like I see some sites recommended, but they never have what I want in stock. And then there's Amazon, which has everything, but their packaging sucks. So it's kind of like, I cannot find a good place lately. And if I do end up liking this enough to keep buying the volumes, eventually I'll have 75, then however many more are made by the time the series is over. But $15 a month if I'm, buying just one a month as they release once I catch up, it isn't going to seem too bad. But if I add up that total price, that is going to be pretty expensive to collect all of these. And what else do we have in here? I mean, I know what it is. It's Frieren. Let's see if these ones survived. So I've bought these before on Crunchyroll. I noticed Crunchyroll has like none of these in stock anymore. And I think they have like 1 volume right now on sale. But yeah, I did have 12 volumes of this before, but I ended up selling them. Then I figured I wanted to buy them back, so I bought these 3 on Amazon. They were having like a buy 2 get 1 free deal or something like that. So this one came out to like $6. It was like $6, $6, and $5, which is the cheapest I've seen them. And I haven't read too much of Frieren. I've seen the anime and I love it, but even when I own 12 of the volumes, I think I only read like maybe 3 volumes. Or maybe not even 3, but I do remember seeing quite a few typos. I'm not sure if this is something that improves in the later volumes, because I haven't read them. But here's one of them. It says 20 years after the death of the Himmel the hero. So there's an extra the there, and there's also some other typos I remember seeing, like Eisen says this might be a surprise instead of this may be a surprise. But yeah, for the most part it's pretty good, and I just went through volume 5, like I read about 20 pages and skimmed through some of it, and I didn't really notice anything that stood out in a bad way, like typos or weirdly worded sentences. It seemed pretty good, though I didn't read every single word. Here's what the spines look like, and yeah, let's do the size comparison. So I'll probably talk about some of my other manga I have also. I have a few series, but not too many. So yeah, the US Frieren mangas are the same size as other ones like One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, and then this is their bigger size, Viz Sig. You could see it's a good amount bigger. And also more expensive. And yeah, this has like kind of the laminated cover. You can see the reflectiveness of it. And this one is more of a kind of matte, flat fill. Looks good. And I feel like I'm going to catch up to volume 3 really fast, and then I'm going to want to buy more of them, because I was sitting in Barnes & Noble for like 1 hour reading volume 1, maybe just 30 minutes. I don't think it was even an hour. And I got to about here, maybe not completely halfway. But yeah, it's not going to take long for me to catch up to these. And I just prefer to read things physically. For me, it's just so much better. I know I could just read this online, but I'm just going to stick to reading them physically, because the more things I can do off of a screen, the better. So, there we go. And yeah, not too damaged, though. Like I said, this one did have a little dent there, so I'll see if I try to get a refund. It's really easy with Amazon, and if I did try to get a replacement, it might arrive even worse. So, maybe I'll just stick with it. We'll see. And yeah, many years ago, like maybe it was 10 years ago, but there was a time where Amazon did package books and manga carefully. Like they would ship them in that cardboard that's specifically made for books, like where it wraps around the book so it's, hard and solid. But yeah, now in 2026, they just do the bare minimum. Their packaging is terrible most of the time. At least in my experience. Like, you never know, you might have a good person working that day that packages it extra carefully. Like, it's probably going to depend, but yeah, in my experience, they suck the majority of the time. Let me get my One Piece volume out. So there we have One Piece. Oh, there that goes. But it landed fine. Yep, there's One Piece the same size as Frieren, but smaller than Kingdom.